So, what if I told you these 10 inventions shaped the world as we know it? I mean, completely redefined what's possible. From the way we talk to each other to the way we live our lives. We're talking about the foundational building blocks of modern society. Without these, the device you're watching this on, the light in your room, even the way you got your last package, none of it would exist in the same way. It's easy to take this stuff for granted, but the journey to get here is pretty wild. We're going to count down the top 10, from the ancient game changers to the bleeding-edge tech that's still unfolding right now. Each one of these is a story of innovation, a story of someone seeing a problem and building a solution that echoed through centuries. These aren't just gadgets, they're revolutions in a box, on a wire, or even in a syringe. They are the titans of tech, the absolute goats of invention. So get ready for a deep dive into the tech that truly changed everything. And as we go, I want you to be thinking, what's going to be number 1? It might not be what you expect. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the one that started it all, the printing press. Before Johannes Gutenberg perfected this thing around 1440, books were handwritten. Think about that. Every single copy was painstakingly created by a scribe, making them incredibly rare and expensive. Information was siloed, controlled by a very small elite group. Then came movable type. Suddenly you could arrange letters, ink them up, press out pages, at a speed unthinkable before. It was the first time information could be mass-produced. Books, pamphlets, scientific papers could all be duplicated and distributed on a massive scale. This wasn't an upgrade, it was a complete paradigm shift. The ripple effect was enormous. Literacy rates exploded because there was actually something for people to read. Ideas spread across countries and continents, fueling the Renaissance, the Reformation, the scientific revolution. It democratized knowledge, taking it from the hands of the few and giving it to the many. The printing press was the original open-source platform for humanity, laying the groundwork for every information technology that followed. Coming in at number 9, we have the telephone. It's hard to imagine now, but before the late 1800s, real-time communication over any significant distance was pure science fiction. If you wanted to talk to someone, you had to be in the same room. Otherwise, you were writing a letter and waiting weeks, maybe months, for a reply. Alexander Graham Bell's invention in 1876 changed that forever. For the first time, a human voice could be converted into an electrical signal, sent down a wire, and recreated miles away. It was magic. It was the first time you could hear the emotion in a loved one's voice from another city, the first time a business deal could be closed instantly without travel. It collapsed distance in a way nothing had before. This wasn't just about convenience, it was about connection. It strengthened family ties, transformed business operations, and was critical for emergency services. The telephone network became the planet's first massive real-time communication grid, the foundational infrastructure that the internet would eventually be built upon. Every time you make a call, send a text, or join a video chat, you're using a direct descendant of that first Mr. Watson, come here moment. At number 8, we have an invention that literally brought us out of the dark, the incandescent light bulb. Before Thomas Edison commercialized a practical, long-lasting bulb in 1879, life was dictated by the sun. When it went down, productivity pretty much stopped. People relied on candles, gas lamps, or oil lamps, which were not only inefficient and dim, but also a massive fire hazard. Edison's invention of a reliable, commercially viable light bulb changed the fundamental rhythm of life. Suddenly, the day didn't have to end at sunset. Factories could run night shifts, dramatically increasing production. Businesses could stay open later. People could read, study, or socialize in their homes safely and effectively long into the evening. It was like adding extra hours to every single day for everyone. The impact was profound. It spurred the creation of massive electrical grids to power these new lights, laying the groundwork for all the other electric devices that would follow. It made cities safer at night, transforming urban life and enabling a vibrant nightlife culture. The simple act of flipping a switch and flooding a room with clean, bright light is something we do without a second thought. But it represents one of the biggest leaps in quality of life in human history. Flying in at number 7 is the airplane. For all of human history, we were bound to the surface of the earth. We could look at the sky, we could dream of flying like birds, but it was a fundamental limitation we couldn't overcome. Travel was slow, limited by roads, rails, seas. The idea of crossing an ocean in a matter of hours instead of weeks was the stuff of pure fantasy. Then, on a windy day, in 1903 at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the Wright brothers changed the rules. Their flyer stayed airborne for just 12 seconds, But in that moment, humanity broke its terrestrial chains. That short hop was the proof of concept that launched a century of incredible aerospace innovation. It took something that was physically impossible and made it possible, opening up a new dimension for travel and transport. The airplane completely reshaped our perception of the globe. It connected cultures, enabled global tourism, became the backbone of international business. Perishable goods could be shipped quickly across continents, supply chains became truly global. It also, of course, fundamentally changed warfare and geopolitics. From that first 12-second flight to a modern A380 carrying hundreds of people across the Pacific, the airplane shrunk the planet and made us a truly interconnected global civilization. Booting up at number 6 is the personal computer. For decades, computers were giant, room-sized mainframes that cost millions of dollars. They were owned by governments, universities, massive corporations. They were complex machines operated by specialists in lab coats. The idea that an average person could own a computer and have it sitting on their desk at home was, frankly, absurd to most people. Computing power was centralized and inaccessible. That all changed in the late 1970s and early 80s, with the rise of machines like the Apple II and the IBM PC. These weren't just smaller, cheaper computers, they represented a philosophical shift. They were designed for individuals. They brought the power of computing out of the data center and into the living room, the classroom, the small business. For the first time, you didn't need to be a programmer to use a computer. The PC democratized digital creation. It gave us word processing, spreadsheets, desktop publishing, revolutionizing office work and creative industries. It became a platform for video games, creating a massive new entertainment medium. But most importantly, it gave an entire generation digital literacy. It trained us to think in terms of files, folders, and applications, preparing us for the even bigger revolution that was just around the corner. The PC put a digital toolkit in the hands of millions. Logging on at number 5, the invention that defines the modern era, the internet. The personal computer gave us computing power, but it was largely a solo experience. The internet connected those computers together, creating something exponentially more powerful. It started as a military project, ARPANET, a resilient way to link computers. But its true potential was unlocked when it became a public network. The internet is the ultimate force multiplier for information. It took the principle of the printing press, mass distribution of knowledge, and put it on steroids. With the creation of the World Wide Web by Tim Berners-Lee, it gained a user-friendly interface. Suddenly, with a browser and a dial-up modem, you could access a global library of information, connect with people in forums and chat rooms, and share your own creations. It was a digital Wild West, and it was growing at a mind-boggling pace. It's almost impossible to overstate its impact. Commerce, media, entertainment, politics, social interaction, it's the backbone of the global economy and the primary way billions of people communicate and learn. It's the reason you're able to watch this video right now, from anywhere in the world, on demand. It transformed individual PCs from powerful calculators into windows to the entire world, creating a single, global digital consciousness. Sliding into our number 4 spot is the device that's probably within your arm's reach right now, the smartphone. The PC gave us computing at a desk, and the internet connected those desks. The smartphone took all of that power, the computer, the internet, the camera, the GPS, and put it directly into your pocket. It untethered the digital world from a physical location, making it mobile and constantly accessible. Before the iPhone launched in 2007, smartphones were clunky with tiny screens and awkward keyboards. They were mostly for email and calls. The iPhone and the Android devices that followed introduced the multi-touch interface and the App Store, and that changed everything. It wasn't just a phone with the internet, it was a powerful, pocket-sized computer where the software, the apps, could define its function. Your phone could be a music player, a navigator, a bank, a movie theater, a doctor's consultation. The smartphone has re-architected our daily lives. It changed how we navigate, how we shop, how we date, how we consume news, and how we capture memories. It created the gig economy, the influencer economy, and made social media a 24/7 phenomenon. It's the single most personal and ubiquitous piece of technology in human history. It's the remote control for our lives. Analyzing its way into the top 3 is artificial intelligence. This one is a bit different from the others because it's not a single device but a field of computer science. And it's one whose revolution is happening right now in real time. AI is the science of making machines that can think, learn, and adapt. For decades, AI was mostly theoretical, confined to research labs. But with the explosion of data from the internet and massive increases in computing power, AI has become practical. It's the engine behind the recommendation algorithms that pick the next song you hear or video you watch. It's the intelligence in your phone's camera that makes your photos look better. It's what allows digital assistants like Siri and Alexa to understand your voice. It's already woven into the fabric of our digital lives, often invisibly, but we're just at the beginning of the S-curve. We're now seeing generative AI that can create text, images, and code that's indistinguishable from human work. It has the potential to revolutionize every industry from medicine, scientific research, art, education. AI represents a fundamental shift in the relationship between humans and technology, from tools we operate to partners we collaborate with. Its potential is both incredibly exciting and, frankly, a little terrifying, and its story is far from over. Spinning into the number 2 spot is an invention that's so fundamental it's practically invisible: the electric motor. You might not think about it much, but you are surrounded by electric motors right now. Your computer's fan, your fridge's compressor, your washing machine, your blender, your electric toothbrush, and your car's windows. They are the workhorses of the modern world. Before Michael Faraday's work in the 1820s demonstrated the principles of converting electricity into motion, our only sources of power were muscle, wind, water, or steam. Steam engines were huge, inefficient, and needed to be near their fuel source. The electric motor changed all of that. It allowed for clean, quiet, and incredibly precise mechanical work to be done anywhere you could run a wire. It was a revolution in power distribution. This invention is the foundation of modern manufacturing, powering the assembly lines and robotic arms that build almost everything we own. It's the core technology behind electric vehicles, which are now reshaping the entire auto industry and our energy infrastructure. It's a force multiplier for human effort on an unimaginable scale. While not as flashy as a smartphone or AI, the electric motor is arguably one of the most important pillars of our technological civilization. Without it, the modern industrial world simply wouldn't exist. And here it is. The number 1 invention that changed the world. It's not a gadget. It doesn't have a screen or a battery. It's a medical technology: vaccination. This might be a controversial pick for a tech list, but if you define technology as applying scientific knowledge for practical purposes, then this is arguably the most impactful technology of all time. It's a hack, a biohack, that reprogrammed our relationship with disease. Before Edward Jenner's pioneering work with smallpox in the late 1700s, 19th century developments, 20th century mass campaigns, infectious diseases were the leading cause of death. Smallpox, polio, measles, tetanus. Humanity was in a constant, often losing battle against microscopic predators. Life was fragile, life expectancy was dramatically shorter. Vaccination fundamentally changed that. By introducing a harmless piece of a pathogen to our immune system, it teaches our bodies how to fight off the real thing. It's a software update for our biology. This single innovation has saved more lives than any other invention in human history. It eradicated smallpox from the planet, has brought polio to the brink of extinction, and has made dozens of other deadly diseases preventable. It didn't just change the world, it allowed more people to live in it, longer and healthier than ever before. It's the ultimate tech for good. That's why it's number 1. So there you have it. 10 inventions that radically transformed our world. From the printing press spreading knowledge to the vaccine extending life itself. These inventions didn't just change technology, they changed humanity. They altered how we communicate, work, travel, live, and think. Each one built on the last, creating the complex, interconnected world we navigate every day. It's a chain of innovations stretching back centuries. This process never stops. We're living through the AI revolution right now. Scientists and engineers are working today on the next big thing. The drive to solve problems, to connect, to build, to improve our lives. It's the engine that pushes us forward. Looking back at these 10 giants gives us a real appreciation for how far we've come. Printing press, telephone, light bulb, airplane, personal computer, internet, smartphone, AI, electric motor, vaccination. Now I have to turn it back to you. What did you think of the list? Did our number 1 surprise you? Which invention had the biggest impact? Let us know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more from SkyDrives. Thanks for watching. Peace.